Guilty. That's the verdict handed down to a man that's accused of murdering a teen 2 years ago. That's just one of the headlines that got you talking this week. I'm Adriana, and here's this week's TrendSpotting report. We begin with the tragic murder of 15-year-old Tamika Nauta that's taken 2 years to see some justice. On Thursday, a jury found Brandon Michael Acosta guilty of the murder and rape of the teen, along with several other charges including aggravated assault, home invasion, and burglary. The Okodu High School teen was found murdered on June 16, 2018, inside her Dededo home. For months, her family pled to the community to help find her killer. Acosta had been arrested just days after Tamika's murder for burglaries that took place in the Dededo area, and in October 2018, he was linked and charged in the teen's death. His trial began in late February with DNA evidence of his crime introduced, as well as testimony from a police officer asserting Acosta confessed to the crime. After the trial went on a hiatus due to COVID-19 pandemic, the case went back to the jury, which found him guilty after just 1 day of deliberation. Here's what you had to say. One of our top fans, Darlene, says, "Great job, prosecution. This man truly deserves to be put in jail for his evil and merciless deeds. R.I.P. Tamika." Jacob Loss says, "It's about time we see some prosecution getting done. Hopefully it keeps on going, so our island is safe again." Mel Sablon says, "Praying for the family to have at least some closure. May Tamika rest in eternal peace. Justice is served." Also this week, a drug raid in Mighty led to the arrest of 4 men and the need of a hazmat team to handle a suspicious powdery substance. Meth, prescription drugs, and a gun with ammo were some of the items found during the Wednesday night raid, leading to the arrest of Brandon Rufus Chandler, Uriah Cruz Cupper, Michael Gregory Rosell Jr., and Pearson Ken Cruz. All 4 were arrested for illegal possession of a controlled substance. The bust was part of an ongoing drug investigation, and according to police, when they discovered a white powdery substance in a container, the Guam Fire Department's hazmat team had to be called in. The men all allegedly admitted they were smoking meth before the raid, and Cupper and Chandler also allegedly snorted alprazolam, a Schedule IV drug typically known as Xanax. And according to court documents, Rosell said Chandler brandished a silver gun earlier that day, saying he was going to be rich pending the arrival of a package of drugs. Here were some of your thoughts. One comment says, "Why do they have Crime Stoppers if they can't stop anything seriously, or if they just let their cousins out?" Vanessa says, "Wipe all the drugs off the streets. Make Guam peaceful again." Another one says, "Well, I'm glad someone is trying to clear the drugs off the street." And taking a look at one of the biggest casualties to COVID-19, our tourism industry. Some dreary projections were released with just 250,000 arrivals expected next year. It's a massive drop from last year's record of more than 1.6 million. GVB expects just a little over 116,000 visitors next year from Korea, less than 71,000 from Japan, and about 6,500 from Taiwan, for a total of 251,437 arrivals. The projections just came ahead of next week's budget hearing for the agency. It expects its projected budget to be slashed to $9.1 million from the previous year's $22 million. GVB also wants to begin keeping the tourism attraction fund generated through hotel occupancy taxes for itself. GVD President Carl Gutierrez says the agency funds half of GovGuam through the tourism attraction fund. And here's what you had to say. Jay Henry says, "Based on what data?" Teresa says, "Who wants to listen to projections? It's like, oh, there might be thousands of deaths here. That is the MAGA's projection, so what difference that it makes on tourism? Yep, don't listen to MAGA's advisors." And Destiny says they should shut down GVB and let GHRA take over. The employees at GVB are too young to understand the bigger picture. They are way above their head. Don't forget, we still have cases of COVID-19 out there. Keep washing those hands and wearing those masks. I'm Adriana, and this is TrendSpotting. Adios.